Hello, hello. I hope you guys can hear me. Yeah, thanks for joining me in our evening vibe coding session. It kind of feels normal for me because I'm really spending lots of time in the evening vibe coding. Yeah, it's pretty much like coding but faster and with the help of AI. And I thought I think yeah I tell you a little bit about myself and about my journey, and so you might get an understanding of what's possible for you if you're new to vibe coding, or if you're thinking about starting, or if you have some experience in coding already but trying to get into vibe coding and just get some tips and tricks. Yeah, so I kind of studied economics and worked like in different smaller and larger companies for many years, and I was into Scrum and Agile development, spent a lot of time working with developers. And you might know this point when you have some ideas as a product owner or Scrum Master, and then the developers tell you, no, that's not possible, we can't do this. And so I kind of got frustrated often. And I thought, I might just learn programming because I really want to do it myself. So then, yeah, I got into learning how to develop software, got really great courses on Udemy, to be very honest about this. And I really spent a couple of summers trying to get my feet wet with programming. It really took a long time. It was really hard for me, to be honest, because I hadn't had a clue what I was doing, and it felt so hard. But I kind of got the hang of it, and I was able to do some smaller things. So I got some pet projects, started programming some websites for friends, and got into it even deeper. And then we decided to get into education, higher education. I've worked there before for other companies, and I always wanted to make a better job in organizing it and keeping the content fresh. So yeah, we launched Leeon Advanced Learning, and I did the software development for it, like really small at the beginning, smaller projects, and then all of a sudden AI came into the game. And it was like truly a game changer. So OpenAI released the first version of ChatGPT, and that already was like a major help for me, because like now I could really, when I didn't know how to take the next step or didn't really know what to do, I could just like go to ChatGPT and ask it, and it would give me the code, and I took the code and then copy it into my editor. And yeah, so that was like the first beginning of vibe coding, I guess. But it was really a lot of like copy and pasting, and obviously also very error prone, because if you copy stuff from ChatGPT into your code, it might just break everything, and then you have to debug and bug fixing. And yeah, so then it was really amazing when the first AI native IDE came into the game, which has been Cursor all the way along for me. IDE stands for Integrated Developer Environment, which is more or less just a coding app. So what you're looking at now is Cursor. It's been developed the last couple of years, like very rapidly. It's been really used and loved by the entire coding community, and they're pushing updates kind of every second day or something. So it's really amazing to see how this thing develops. And the real difference here is that AI is at the center of everything, and you will see when we coding what I mean by that. Because the same within any other applications, if you have an application and you're trying to slap AI on top of it, is kind of trying to pull or push flour into a already baked bread. Yeah, so it doesn't really work. So the same with software. So really a lot of processes and features and tools you really have to rethink and start from AI and build the software around it. We did this with Leeon and the Leeon software we're using for our training sessions. And Cursor also did that. So the integrated developer environment is really like AI in the center. And let's just jump to the next scene, and I hope we can see our IDE now. So on the right hand side, you see the cursor. It's like plain at the moment, obviously. We haven't started developing anything yet. And it can be a bit intimidating at the beginning because it's like really a developer console. But you quickly get the hang of it. And the good thing is that you're really flexible. So if you're in the process of programming, decide to maybe just like change something really small, like a color of a button or like the text on a button or something, you can always go into the file and change it yourself rather than letting the AI trying to find the exact point and maybe breaking something else in the process. So yeah, like I said, I spent really a lot of time coding, and I'm working on major large projects. Our existing code base is like growing every day, and it's really working well with Cursor. And because lots of people saying, you know, you can't really develop an existing code base with AI. So I kind of disagree because I'm doing it every day. But today I thought we starting something like completely new and fresh. And it's kind of exciting for me as well because yeah, I haven't really started something new for quite a while now. And I got a friend, and she's a dog teacher, and she's got a website, and it's like a local dog school. It's called Rosie's Bunte Pfoten, which is like Rosie is her name, and colorful paws, kind of, I think. So her website is a bit old. You don't see that, but I see it because the dogs that are featured here, some of them are actually not alive anymore. So yeah, really needs an update. And it's also like very cluttered, and it's got many different places to go and stuff to do, and it's like really outdated. And so I thought we use the time to prepare a new website for her and her dog school. And yeah, let's just see how far we can get. So first of all, the interesting thing about Cursor is that it kind of acts like a chatbot as well. So on the right hand side, you can see there is a chat. And what you can do with that is actually like really ask it what you want to do. And it will explain, it will not only write code to you, for you, it can also explain stuff to you. You can talk to it in terms of making plans, and it must like create a plan for you, and then you go into coding. So it's like very flexible. And we also got some really cool technology called MCPs, which is a Model Context Protocol. And that's a really cool way of interacting with other AIs, so-called. Yeah. And what you can also do is kind of steer a browser from Cursor with an MCP called Browser MCP. And I did already install it here. So you can see here on top, you can see Browser MCP. And when I connect it, some real magic will happen, but we come back to this later. So let me just start by telling our AI, which is, by the way, Grok Code Fast at the moment. And you got a drop down here. You can pull whatever model you like. You can actually get even more. For me, my like really favorite model is Claude, in terms of designing and making like beautiful, nice looking interfaces. But recently, Grok, which is the AI from Elon Musk's company XAI, and they really pulled something amazing off, which is Grok Code. It's called Grok Code Fast, and it's like really fast. And the good thing is we got the API for free until the 10th of September. So I don't know if they're going to extend it, but until then we can just like use Grok Code for free. And because it's been like really good and really fast, I really like start going with this one. So let's tell Cursor what we want to do. Okay, we want to start a new project. Here is a website link. We want to build this site from scratch, or kind of rather rebuild. And there you go. And we got another MCP which is called context 7. Use context 7 to visit the site and make suggestions on how to rebuild and improve it. It must be a joy to visit. Very informative, loving, happy, and playful. Okay, let's see what Grok is doing with that. So I send it, and it's immediately starting to plan. So it's already creating some documents. We can see that on the left hand side. So it created a package JSON, which is a node module. If you start programming, you haven't done it before, you're probably going to need node modules or node as a package, so that you don't have to build everything from scratch. You can just download it from the internet pretty much. And yeah. So let's see that obviously it built an app.js, created a navigation.js, hero.js, schedule, and you can see that it did pull in the information about the website. And yeah, now let me create an about component for Rosie and her happy dogs. Let's see. If it does create it in English, I think for the demo purposes it's okay. Later I will kind of redo it in German, obviously. But yeah, it's doing its work. And you can see here that it already created 12 files for us. So when I'm saying really fast, it's really, really, really fast. Because you can actually see, if you go in here in one document, how many lines of code it's already written. You can see the components here. This is the about.js. Oh, and it's doing it in German, very nice. I haven't really had to say anything. So yeah, really cool, really fast. Okay, at the end of everything you always get like a summary of what's been done. So I've completed the rebuild of the dog school Rosie website, blah blah, visual design, joyful color palette, modern architecture, React based. It's also really nice. It's this JavaScript framework. It has a responsive design. It will fit onto desktop, tablet and mobile. It's component based, which is also nice for maintaining. Enhanced user experience. Yeah, what makes it special? It's got a hero section. Oh, okay. A schedule section, an activity section, about section, gallery section, contract, and a footer. Good. Now, how to start your website. Really important. So we will need, for this, we need a terminal. And luckily, Cursor got a terminal built into it. And we are already in our dog school folder. So it's GitHub, Leeon, and dog school, which is like my local setup. So that's why I don't need to like move into this folder, which is the first thing it's telling me. We really just have to install all the node packages, npm install. And here it goes. So it will really install everything we need to build and run our website locally. And while we are waiting, we can actually continue reading. So when we installed everything and run npm start, it will, okay, lots of deprecated warnings, but okay, it probably took a bit an older version here of React or something. I don't know. Yeah, we can fix this later, doesn't matter. So obviously it's done. Now we can run npm start. And if everything goes as planned, we should have something going. Wow. Okay. Okay, when I said playful, I don't know. It's maybe a bit over the top, but yeah, it's really cool. Okay. Yeah. Okay, ready for enhancements. The site is built for modern React and can easily be extended with real photos and videos, blog posts about training, tips, online booking system, user accounts for enrollment studies, video tutorials, or social media integrations. Really, really cool. And the loving touch. Every element is designed to convey warm joy and love for dogs and their humans. Aha. Cool. So let's just check it out. So, okay, Stundenplan. Oh, I actually like the animation. So it's like a one-page site. It just moves down here to the schedules. So it says on Tuesdays, I got the dog owner's license kind of thing. Yeah, and other like hoopers and man trailing and stuff. So if you're into dogs and you got dogs and you train them, you kind of probably know what it is. And then it's important notes, then it's activities, on the activity 10, what we do. So let's see if I can actually click on agility. No, I can't. So that would be nice to know a bit more about the activities about me. Yeah, hello, ich bin Rosi. So it obviously read the existing website and decided to take some of those infos over, and already came up with like scripts and introductional text and everything. So really nice. And her dogs, which is obviously not correct, but yeah, we can fix this later. Then her qualifications and the gallery, which is also not filled yet, but yeah, here's her address and everything, and a little form that we can use. Really nice. So how do we like this? Like on one shot, obviously one shot prompting is like just like a teeny tiny little bit of text. And it's already really, really cool. Good. Obviously, if I would show that to her, she would probably wouldn't be too impressed, because obviously all her dogs and everything is missing. So next step is we want to create a database in some way that you can like upload pictures and stories and stuff. So we want her to be able to get an admin account and log into her web page and like write a blog post or upload recent images of her dogs. So this I would suggest we do with a really, really cool service. It's called Firebase. Firebase is a product from Google Cloud, which makes it really easy to have a database, have authentication, storage. So everything that you need in the back end to really make a website interesting and remember stuff and like kind of create a content management system, something like we would like to do. So we would probably, would be probably a good use of Firebase. So let's start by creating a new Firebase project. And we call this Dog School Demo. Yeah, don't want to join the developer program. We also don't want to enable Gemini so far, and we don't need any analytics here. Just make it nice and clean and easy. And now the backend is being created for us. So somewhere in the cloud, a little server has been spun up now, and it's initializing everything for us. So a teeny tiny little space on the server. We will be waiting for our data. Okay, Firebase project is ready. Here you go, really nice. Okay, so also everything nice and colorful. What do we need first? Let's start with Cloud Firestore. Okay, then create a database. Standard edition is good. Let's do it, put it into Germany and into test mode yet create. Here we go. Really nice. Spinning up. So far, we are good. While this is working, I will just tell Cursor that we will introduce a Firebase database. We want to use Firebase. My cursor's in the way. Here we go. Firebase as backend. So let's start with introducing Firestore. Firestore. It's a bit confusing. Firebase is the entire project. Firestore is the database. Authentication is a different product within Firebase. And storage is actually where you can upload files and stuff. So it's a bit confusing. Yeah. So I just let it know that we are creating the database and everything. Then you need to go to project settings. Because we need to connect our web app, Doggy School, register an app, and you can see that Cursor is already introducing Firebase and all the services you will need to actually connect to the Firebase. And now there are some errors, but doesn't really matter. It will definitely solve it itself. And here we got on the left hand side, we got the most important information, which is the API key, the auth domain, and everything we need to know so that we can connect our website to the backend. Okay. So it's still setting everything up. I can queue messages here. So while it's still working, I can already type in my next message. These are my Firebase settings. Okay. let's create an admin area where I can edit a blog post. Okay, let's see if giving it a Firebase config will actually resolve those errors. If not, we can always tell the AI that something is going wrong here, and we'll be able to read it and solve it then. Hopefully. So, yeah, this is the fun of being live. You never know what's happening. Grok has quite a large context window, which is kind of important if you have so much code to read through and long histories. And you can see that it's kind of adding up the percentage of the context that's been used, like here on the right hand side. We are like at 40% now. At some stage, it does make sense to kind of consolidate the last chat history and start from fresh. Otherwise, it can just run into issues. Okay, it's already trying to get into Firebase Auth and everything. I haven't really set everything up here, so let's continue in Firebase while this one is working as well. So on the left hand side, let's go to authentication and say get started, because definitely we want to. And we want to be able to sign up to this page if we are Rosie via email and password. Save. Good. So now we got email and password enabled, which will allow me to create a sign-in page. And then she can sign herself in. Let's just create like a Rosie at dogschool.de. Password is Rosie dogs. Okay, I hope I can remember this one here. Add user. Good. Quick note to myself. Okay. And it also wants storage. Okay, whatever. Then we give it storage as well. Otherwise, we can just tell it. As for storage, we won't need to upgrade it. So we'll make it a bit complicated now. Let's go without storage first. So if you want to use storage, meaning storing videos and images and everything, we would have to pay Firebase, but it's really inexpensive, like really almost nothing. Only if you have like 1 million views or something, then it gets a bit expensive, but so far Firebase is really, really a good choice, especially if you're just starting to like fiddle around. Okay, so let's see. What can we do right now? Create blog posts. So far, as I would say, we can't really do anything. And start, because we ran into many errors. Yes, so ran into errors. And now I'm highlighting this in the terminal and then say add to chat. It will be added to the chat, and the AI knows what's happening here. So I just prompted, please fix it. And hopefully it will be able to figure out what's happening here. I think it was went too far ahead trying to integrate Firebase Auth and Firestore already. I kind of said we want to do Firestore. Okay, if you're still getting errors, let's try. npm start again. Yes. Okay. It does want me to remove my node modules. It's like really nice. It's telling me, whoopsie. Okay, let's try again. Copy. Go on here. And so now we're deleting node modules and the package log, which gives me a fresh start. Then we say npm install again. And it's telling me to check my node version. It should definitely be okay-ish. So, but you never know. So, let's see what's happening here. It's kind of strange that it's giving me all those deprecated warnings anyways. So checking my node version is obviously a good idea. Like I said before, I've never really created something completely new for quite a while now. So this is maybe what's happening. But we remember we really got our very nice first version of Rosis bunte Pfoten. And if everything goes wrong, and I mean we like half an hour in now, right? So okay, let's check the version here. We got 22.14 and it says at least 14 plus. Yeah, okay, we good. We definitely good. So okay, npm run. npm start. Good. Okay, we are back in. Cool. So now we got our starting page and a blog page. This is our blog. And here's our admin. So admin login. Let's see, I said Rosie. Did I? Which email did I take? Rosie at dog school. And password is Rosie's dogs. Copied it here. Anmelden. Okay, so it did say I'm good, but it obviously doesn't forward me to any any page where I can edit my blogs yet. So I can just tell cursor to introduce that successfully, or I think successfully logged in. But I don't get forwarded to an admin area. So, and to be sure that we are logged in, we can check our developer tools. And this is the console. Oh, and we got many errors. Oh, my soul. Okay. Let's see. not in admin. Ah, okay. It says it's checking admin status. So it's okay. I already know what's going on wrong here. It kind of thought that we assigned Rosie an admin status. We didn't. We just said she's the one who can log in. Don't worry about an admin status if she can log in. She is fine. Okay, and also it's always very good to copy and paste those logs. And here you go. So that we can fix this. Here we go. So now it did open the gate for us. So it says, Willkommen. Okay, this jumping dashboard stuff here, we really need to fix this, but it's really funny that it did. So this would be the point, like maybe a bit later, when I would go and switch from Grok Codefast to Claude, yeah, because Claude can really make stuff beautiful and good looking. This is just a bit over the top, I'd say, and yeah, not really tasteful. Let's put it this way. Okay, but anyways, we are in, and let's say we wanna create a blog. It's really cute. Loading. Oh, okay, it probably hasn't created this page yet. So let's ask us, please create a form for blog post entries. So, and you see what I'm doing here, it is just about receiving something from the AI, troubleshooting if something was wrong. And this is really just copy and pasting console logs or error logs in the terminal, giving it to the AI, and really just telling what you want. So if you have ideas and you know what you want, you can do pretty much everything. It will just go out and do stuff for you, and it will research the latest documentation on if you want to introduce something like really fancy and new. It will go out, read documentation, come back, install everything for you, help you with troubleshooting. And I just feel when I see what the AI is producing, then I get the next idea. You know, it's just about seeing it, thinking about it, getting the next idea, talking to the AI, telling the AI what it should do, and then just do it. So this is how vibe coding works. And I guess next time we would just get some vibe music with that and just check out what's going on and wait. And I really like the summaries here. Okay. Let's see. Getting a bit long here. Blog post form created successfully. Yeah, okay. But where is it? Let's go back here. Here you go. Aha, cool. So. A title. My first post. This is my first post. And this is the first article. Then I can put in some images. So let's put in some pixels images. That's like a nice free gallery, dogs, agility, or something. I don't know. Oh, this one actually looks like one of her dogs. Let's take this one. Copy image link. And here we go. And this tag would be agility. And just really publish it. Or maybe like preview. Preview doesn't do anything. Okay. Let's see if it saves the article. Blog article. Done successfully. Really nice. So I guess we just have to reload this one here. Blog. Oh. Okay. We can see that there's my first post and everything. Obviously the image didn't really work. Why not? Tja. Blog verwalten. Okay, then we need to create an edit blog page. So for everything you're saving into a database, you really need to be able to create data. It's the short term is CRUD for this, like CRUD. So it's create, read, update, and delete. So everything you're creating in your, like if you're saving data somewhere, the user needs to be able to create a new set of data. It needs to obviously read the data. It needs to update the data, and it needs to be able to delete the data. So this whole workflow just repeats itself with everything you're putting into a database or somewhere. You always need to think about the user interface and the ability to create, read, update, and delete any type of data. When I first started, I kind of forgot about it often, like parts of it. I forgot, for example, that you need to be able to delete it somewhere or update it, and it's always a bad user experience. So, okay, now it's running into an error. It's looking for a blog post card, which is not defined, so it probably needs to create one first. But it's still thinking. So, yeah, and what you obviously can do quite often, not that often with Grok anymore because Grok is really fast, but when I used Claude, you can like go out, get yourself a coffee, let the AI work, come back and be happy that it worked or not. So it's also quite a chill way of working. Sometimes it just ignores the fact that it completely screwed up everything, and comes back with an overview and a summary, and it's telling me, oh, here's what I've done, and you actually haven't done anything correctly because everything is broken now. So yeah, this is still a bit weird, but for that reason, let's try our new cool browser MCP. So let's see if my cursor can actually talk to the browser. And we just need to tell it, like, use a browser MCP to see what you have done. Okay, this, I don't really mean it in a bad way. So now we can see we already at like almost 80% of our context length, which is quite a lot, and then it gets slower. So what Grok is already doing for me here, it's summarizing the chat content, which sometimes makes it also a bit slower. Let's see, maybe I can just rebuild it and start. Oh, okay. It's not that bad. Our blog. Okay. Here we go. Admin. yeah, the admin part is broken. So it is trying to navigate the browser and check out what it's doing, and obviously really seeing something, but now it's like going into like a normal web search, which is actually not what I asked it to do. But yeah, I kind of took over and disturbed it. So yeah. So what it's doing now, it's called tool use. So when an AI is using a tool like calling another API, for example, or running browser tools, or sending you an email or whatever. This is like all tools, and an AI being able to use other tools, it's like really a step forward to like general intelligence, because as long as it can only write code but don't really execute it and don't really check out what it's doing and further planning and troubleshooting itself, it's not really intelligent. So okay, it did kind of fix something. I think that just missed that it only messed up the admin area. Let's just start it again. So this part is working, and okay, and then we go to admin, and then it breaks. Okay, admin area is broken. Yeah, it's missing something called action button. I don't know. Again, we can just give it the error message and paste it in, and then it should actually have an easier way of fixing it. Yes, action button is not defined. Yay! And now we're back into our dashboard, and you can already see that my first blog post, I do have some further CRUD implementation, because I can now really show it or like watch it, and I can edit it. Let's see if it's created this page. Yeah, it did. So I could now change it after changing, and now I can say save changes, and it already gave me the option to delete this article, which is really great. And let's just fix one more thing, because it's not using the correct image URL. The image URL from logs did not work. It is showing the URL instead of the image. So I'm just describing what I'm seeing. And next, in the next round, I will show you one more thing, which is when we switch back to my favorite AI, Claude. Claude can actually see images. So that makes it much easier, because then we can do screenshots and then put in the screenshots into the chat. And then from there, we can just talk to the AI. The AI will watch the screenshot And if I'm telling it, you know, this is really ugly, do a better job, then Claude will really know what I mean and make it more tasteful, let's say. So, but this for fast prototyping, getting ideas out, Grok code fast is really, really cool. Yeah, still working on the image thing. So. Good. Comes with a long summary of what it's done. Let's see. It's really done something. And I don't want the admin dashboard. I actually want the page and I want the blog. And yeah, I mean, we got parts of the dog, but okay, better than nothing. So let's do for the very, very, very last one, open a new chat. I mean, you can really swap AIs within one chat, but because this one has been so long for now and I really want to give Claude a fresh start. So let's take a screenshot and tell it can you please show the entire image from my blog posts. It's kind of hard because it's like a it's vertical and not a horizontal image, but yeah, let's see if it figures it out. So now obviously Claude has to read through everything, find where the blog post is created, find the correct file, pull the file, read the file, figure out what's going wrong, and then it's also really nice, you can see that it's writing its own to-dos. So you got like a to-do list, and then it will kind of tick it off. Now you see the entire image. It's not too great, but yeah, restyling everything is something you can do with Claude really nicely. You can actually just give it like a screenshot of the entire page and tell it to make it good looking and nice and tasteful, and then it will just do it. It will apply some fonts and some colors and obviously also get rid of all those emojis, which doesn't really make it better. But yeah, so I mean, I think for an hour coding, we are kind of really far. We created like a first impression of the website. Then we also did add a back-end system with Firebase. And if you see here, Firestore database has an entry, a blog entry with who's the author, the content, created at, an excerpt, the image, published, then a Slack, tags, my first post, and updated at. So we updated it later, if you remember. So all the information, I really didn't have to do anything. The AI decided itself about the structure of the data. This used to be like a really big thing to decide on how to save your data, the structure, how to get it like in a most efficient way, and like organize it, how many collections you have to start, and how to combine different collections. It used to be like really hard. And now with AI, I mean, it's probably not perfect, yeah? but it's really so much easier, so much faster, and you can always iterate on it. And it's actually, I mean, I promise it's the worst it will ever get for you. It's been like this the last 3 years, that like every day something new comes up and Cursor pushes an update, or there's a new AI coming out and it's really solving new stuff, or a new MCP is coming out that's really making your life much easier. Yeah, so it just gets better and easier from here. And I guess I'm saying you really have to get started now. Just do it, just try it out, and have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously. Yeah, just do it, and have a good time. And I hope I see you guys the next time. If you don't have any questions, I haven't really seen any. So yeah, have a good evening. Bye bye, and see you next